So this is the seventh and final video in my series in which I hope to have helped you get clear about what your priorities and goals are over the next 6 months, so that as the world changes and individual countries change their response to the pandemic, we can at least feel that we are in control of what we are doing and what we are focusing on. If nothing else, I hope that you'll take away from these videos that you're actually in control of a lot more than perhaps you first thought, and that you can now control that sense of anxiety and that sense of overwhelm about the world situation, which we can't control, we can't influence, but that you can control what you put your time, your energy, your effort into, so that when we come out of this pandemic, that you are in a better place, and that you have spent quality time on the things that are a priority to you in your life. Last thing we want to do is get to the end of this pandemic, to have gone through all of these restrictions on our life, made all of these sacrifices, and to be no better off in other areas of our life. There is so much that we can do and that we can influence and we can control. So, in that vein, yesterday I asked you a question. I said, how do you want your life to be different 6 months from now? So by Easter 2021. And I know that that's probably not an easy question, because it's so natural for us to default to think, well, it depends on what happens with the pandemic. But I did encourage you to think of something that only you can control, that you can influence it, that isn't dependent on what is going on out there. Now, it's okay if clearing your clutter is not a priority or a goal for you between now and Easter 2021. That's absolutely fine. I know I am here to help people who want to clear their clutter, but I fully understand and respect the fact that may not be a goal or priority for you in terms of next Easter or the end of the pandemic. It may be that you want to deal with it after the pandemic, and that's absolutely fine. I've been here for 20 years. I don't plan to go anywhere. I plan to survive the pandemic by doing what I know I need to do to keep myself safe and to keep myself working. So don't worry, that's absolutely fine. I would just check in with whether or not that's just procrastination. The pandemic has the potential to be the great excuse to not deal with our clutter, especially if we've had it for several years. But if you do want to use this time during the pandemic to deal with your clutter challenge, so that when the pandemic is over, whenever that may be, you have less clutter, more space, so that you can live more freely after the virus, and you know, if that's what you want to achieve, and that you want to, if that's the positive that you want to come out of the pandemic, to have less clutter, more space, more choices, then I just want you to know that I can help you to start clearing your clutter during this pandemic. I can give you the help, the support, the guidance, the tools, the resources, the knowledge that you need to be able to succeed. I do not need to come to your home to be able to do that. Now, there are 5 ways that I can actually help you. You can decide that you want to do it on your own. All you want is to have the knowledge and the tools, and that's absolutely fine. There are tools on the website if you want to do it yourself. There are tools to help you with making decisions. They are called the clutter clearing category cards, and the clutter clearing way of clearing your clutter is to give yourself 7 action focused choices about what to do with the things in your clutter. And there are 3 types of clutter clearing category cards. There are ones if you're dealing with your general clutter, so your big and bulky backlog clutter. There are category cards if you are dealing with your paperwork clutter. And there are category cards if you are dealing with your clothes clutter. Those are the 3 main different types of choices and decisions that you need. So do take a look on the website. There are motivational tools on there as well if you struggle with getting or staying motivated. You could decide to book a call with me. You may go, Claire, I have decided that I want to get started with clearing my clutter during the pandemic. I want to come out of the pandemic with a little less clutter, a lot more clarity, and be on my journey. That's absolutely fine. That's great. Book a call with me. You can book a free 30-minute call with me on a day and at a time to suit you. We would have that call via Zoom. I'm sure you're very familiar with that now. Again, you can book a call with me via the website. You could decide, actually, Claire, you know what? I feel like I need to know it's not just me. I need to know that I am not alone. I'm not quite ready to start doing the doing yet, but I just want to meet other people who are living through this pandemic with a clutter challenge, and just, you know, hear their story, get inspired by them, start to believe that I can clear it. You might not believe that you can clear it. That's absolutely fine. Meet some people who are starting to believe that they can clear it because they've already started their clutter clearing journey. That's fine. Come join us. We have what's called the social gatherings. The lovely thing about the social gatherings is that here in the UK, social gatherings are limited to 6 people. Guess what? Online, via Zoom, we can have as many people as we like in the social gatherings. And we break down those social gatherings so that we can meet in small groups, whether it's 2 people, 3 people, or sometimes 4 people, can meet in a smaller group during that social gathering so that you can really get to chat and share and talk to others who are in a very similar situation to you. They're living through this pandemic with a clutter challenge that they've had for many years, and you know, you can talk openly without fear of judgment because they get it, they know what it's like. So you could join the social gatherings. You don't have to be actively dealing with your clutter. You might just want the support, the understanding, and maybe a little bit of help with motivation. That's fine. Join the social gatherings. They're on the website. You may want to get started with working on some clutter. You're like, that's great, Claire, but I want to get stuck in. Now, I've already mentioned that from the first lockdown, we learned that there was still valuable clutter clearing that we could do. We could work on our paperwork clutter, our email clutter, our computer clutter. The good news is that there is a new paperwork workshop / short course on the website. I actually recorded this during the first lockdown precisely so that there was something practical that people could use to do the doing, as I call it. So by watching the videos that are part of that paperwork workshop short course, you will be given all of the tools and the information that you need in order to be able to start doing the doing, to start working on your paperwork clutter. I talk about our clutter conveyor belt in relation to our paperwork clutter. One of the benefits, actually, ironically, of the pandemic is that a lot of my clients have said that they have got less post and mail coming through that front door on a daily basis. So this is a great opportunity for us to actually start to get to grips with our paperwork clutter. Make sure that it doesn't grow back before the pandemic is over. So there's information about that. There's information about what you legally need to keep. There's suggestions on there about how you can store your paperwork more efficiently, and I take you through a paperwork clutter clearing session, literally step by step. So they're very short videos. So you watch the video, you do what I instruct you to do, and then you watch the next bite-sized video, step by step. I'm holding your hand the entire time. The great thing with the paperwork workshop / short course is that you also get bonus videos about emails. A lot of people think, well, email clutter isn't an issue. It's out of sight, out of mind. It's digital. It doesn't really exist. It's not taking up space. Oh, but it is. It's slowing down our devices. So as a bonus, you get access to the videos where I take you through an email clutter clearing session. Again, bite-sized videos, step by step. I'm holding your hand, helping you to start clearing your email clutter. So even if we do go down into lockdown, the great thing is that you can do your paperwork clutter clearing sessions, because they are still collecting paper and recycling for curbside collection. So we can work on our paperwork clutter even if we go back into lockdown. Email clutter we can deal with anytime, day or night. Again, doesn't matter whether we're in lockdown because it's digital. So that's the paperwork workshop short course, which is also on the video. If you decide, you know what, Claire, I'm going to stop procrastinating, I'm going to stop avoiding confronting this clutter challenge, and I am going to start my 7-step clutter clearing journey, there's more information about that on the website. The great thing is that if you start now and you complete step 1 of the journey, there are 7 steps in total, but you can realistically complete step 1 by Christmas. Now, what that means is that by Christmas, you will have a lot of knowledge and understanding about you, your home, and your clutter. And that's really important, because when we know what's going on in our home with our clutter, when we know what the triggers for us are in terms of when we accumulate, when we've blitzed in the past, then we have choices about whether or not we continue to do those things. Okay, so that means that by the end of this year, realistically, if you start your 7-step journey now, you can have completed one of those 7 steps by Christmas. Okay, you get loads of support on your 7-step journey, all completely optional. You don't have to, but you can join the social gatherings each week on a Monday. You also get the opportunity to join a Q&A session, a live Q&A session with me every Friday. So if you have any questions as a result of the videos that you've watched, ask me in the Q&A and I will help you figure it out, clarify anything that didn't quite make sense. Also, if you start your 7-step journey now, so that you have completed step 1 by Christmas, you will be able to join live clutter clearing sessions with me in January. And those live clutter clearing sessions will be doing our paperwork clutter clearing sessions each week. And that is only for people who have completed step 1 of their journey. Okay, so if you start your 7-step journey now and you spend the next few months focusing your time, your energy and your effort on doing the learning that you do in step 1, following through with the exercises. They are challenging, because I'm going to make you look at your clutter and see things and realise things that you probably have either ignored before or tried to ignore before. So it is a mentally challenging step, but again, we're clearing our clutter in a way so that it doesn't grow back, which means that we have to do some quite hard learning. But if you complete step 1 before January, then you will be able to join live clutter clearing sessions with me each week. I will take you through your paperwork clutter clearing sessions each week. I will hold your hand. You will be able to ask me your questions as you have them. Now, these live sessions are something that is not available yet. I have not publicized these. These are going to be exclusively for people who are on their 7-step journey and have completed step 1. So if you start your 7-step journey now, you can have completed step 1 by Christmas, which means that you're ready to go in January for joining my exclusive live paperwork clutter clearing sessions in January. So those are 5 things that you can do if you've decided that one of your priorities is to start clearing your clutter, and if one of your goals is to have less clutter by the time this pandemic is over. Realistically, by this time in next year, Easter, so by Easter 2021, realistically, you can have cleared a huge amount of paperwork, email and computer clutter. And depending on how much paperwork clutter you have, that could really make a visible difference in your home. So those are the options. All of those options that I've talked about, so the DIY tools, the booking a call, the social gatherings, the paperwork workshop short course and the 7-step journey, they are all on the Clutter Clearing website. The website address is www.clutterclearing.net. www.clutterclearing.net. Okay, so pop over there, have a look. These are all things that we can do without the need for a home visit, and they are all things that we can do while this pandemic continues. We don't want to put our lives on hold. We don't want to come out of this pandemic with as much, or in some cases more, clutter than when we started. So start thinking about how you can focus your time, your energy, your effort onto clearing your clutter so that you can finally create the clutter-free home that I suspect that you've wanted for quite a while. I hope that has helped. I am here as always to help support and guide you as you clear your clutter. Everything you need to know is on the website, and I look forward to helping you clear your clutter and become completely clutter-free, just like I did back in 2001. I shall see you very soon. Take care.